that was the mayor's gonna come with an ordinance to the city council. So I haven't seen that yet. So for me, it's very simple. If you are owner of occupancy and you want to do one, because I heard from a lot of people at the hearings that a lot of the people, they rent bedrooms or an apartment in their building, I'm fine with that. But if you're an investor buying up properties in the neighborhood to make money, I have a lot of concerns about that. So it's something that we'll be continuing to look at. But other than that, please feel free, Kathy Carangelo, as you know, is here from the office. Feel free to call my office with any complaints, concerns. In regards to the parking, I like, that's something we're working. They did that in Fenway. It's very successful. We had to go to the city council where we increased the fees around, they did it at Fenway Park during ball games and events at Fenway Park. We'd love to see if we could do that here in the North End. I think it's a good thing. Any questions, concerns?
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you own the building, you're okay with?
Listen,
I mean,
me personally, yes.
If you owner occupy, or
yes.
you like?
As the owner occupancy. I would support that. That's me personally. You could throw Steven out, but you have to live there, but you don't live there. So you can't. So we have to, no, you're not allowed. No, we can't put Steven out there, he has to stay there. But listen, there was some residents that came to that hearing, they rent bedrooms in their apartments, you know what I mean? So I don't want to hurt those people.
So, what about if you inherited a lease or somebody's doing something like that? Is there like a moratorium or can you?
If you went.
I know somebody purchased the property and two of the units are being leased to somebody who's doing that. But those leases are in place until September 1st, or what would happen in that sort of?
Right now we have nothing. We don't have anything, so they can probably lease it. Some people, they lease an apartment and they rent them out as Airbnb and they make the money. Yeah. But we haven't addressed that yet.
I was at the meeting at City Hall, and as I said before, one size does not fit all.
Yep.
What works in Jamaica Plain or in Hyde Park does not work in the North End. And some cities and towns are doing away with it altogether. Is there any way possible that the North End could be on a list that there would not be any Airbnb? It is horrendous.
So I haven't seen an ordinance yet from the mayor. So once he has an ordinance, we will have a city council hearing. So I haven't seen that yet. So you want to ban, like New York City just bans it already.
Well, because it does sell, it doesn't work here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on top of one another as it is. We don't know who it is. They leave trash, they come in. As I said at the meeting, somebody came to my door at 1:30 in the morning, and they're trying to break into the front door, trying with the key. And my husband went down, and the guy says, oh, I'm here, Airbnb. He says, I'm sorry, you're at the wrong place, you know.
And that's probably an absentee landlord that is rented it out.
Yeah.
So if you, that's why I'm saying, I do support, if you're a owner occupancy, I do support it, because I think some Airbnbs are good, gives you a chance to go visit cities. But if you live there and you can police your property, I think it works. So most of the problems that we're dealing with are people that are absentee landlords, that are renting them out, and investors that buy up properties, and the rents are going up, and working families have to move out. So
We
that's
have
why.
that around the corner in the yard too, because the yard is a private yard.
Yep.
And the last building is all condos. Who's in Florida, who's in Vermont, they're all over the place. And they come in with their suitcases, their valises, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they're making all kinds of noise. What kind of recourse do we have as far as we're responsible for the property?
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, we pay for it.
Again, just be a little careful, be patient. The mayor's gonna come over with something next month.
Thank you.
All right?
So, a quick question for you. In your legislation or anything that you've seen, is there anything in there that would let condo associations have control?
Well, condos, they do have control.
And that's the question.
Yeah. Well, and that's what, when we saw, like, in the South End, for example, there was some condo owners that came in and didn't have those protections. And some condo documents, you can't rent out your apartment. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Well, but some condo documents, you can't rent out your apartment for, you know,
Yeah.
lease, that kind of thing, but They may not specifically
They might not
cover
have.
Airbnb, so I guess the question is, of the legislation you're writing or you're looking at, what has precedence, the condo documents or the city legislation?
I believe the city legislature.
So do they can say that condo associations can write their own rules? So to ban Airbnb if they wanted to?
Oh, yeah, of course they could. Yeah, definitely.
There was supposedly going to Aaron building the farm house.
Yes.
You know that?
Aaron's there.
Aaron can speak on it.
Aaron.
He'll do it.
Yeah. So Aaron's with the State House, they're working on a bill.
All the rules, regulations.
And I think you're more concerned about the same issues I'm concerned about, plus taxing. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at, to your point, one size doesn't fit all.
yeah,
And that's not just with neighborhoods, but with the entire, with all the municipalities in the state. And so, you know, our goal is to try to do something that gives the cities and towns flexibility in terms of making those determinations. You know, because some might want to outright ban them. I know Linfield has said they want to outright ban them, but some places might not want to. And so we're trying to create at least in the bill that we're going to file, there's going to be a baseline of kind of regulations, and on top of that, taxation, which may be different depending on the usage. Owner occupancy might be different than if someone has, you know, something that we're not talking about, if someone wants to rent out a condo that they don't live in, or an apartment that they don't live in, which is obviously the biggest issue and related to the housing stock discussion. There's also the corporate housing discussion, which some of that takes place in this neighborhood as well. Some people own corporate housing that are going out to corporations to rent out for, like, when, you know, people want to visit, when family members, you know, are in the hospital, or, you know, when the movies come here and they want to you know, do their work here in one of these neighborhoods. You know, they need short-term rental housing. There's going to be probably different tiers and different taxation, different tiers and regulations on top of all that. We're going to file that probably in the next couple of weeks, and I'll have more to talk about that when that takes place.
thank you all.
Okay, Council?